What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and Christian just dropped the hint and kind of led us to the path of this interview. It's an old interview. It was packaged as basically him thanking Tyler Perry, but in the interview, that's not exactly how I see it. So, like the video's intro plays, we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make one.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I remember when Candy Hair used to look like this. I fly above. I fly above. I fly. No, that want you? No, I fly above.
Okay, guys. So Christian just shared this, and I want to get your opinion. You guys can put in the comments how you actually are receiving this. But he shared this. It says, "This is from an interview I did with Atlanta Black Star a little while back. Maybe it'll be a little easier to understand why it's difficult to speak up about it, difficult to find the courage. These powerful people target people with traumatic childhoods and use that to bond with them and earn their trust. Then they try their attempts. Once you go through anything like I went through for years as a kid, this new trauma can almost make you shut down again. And even though in the moment you find the strength to say no to the attempt, you still may not be strong enough to speak up or brave enough. Worrying about if this person was going to take away my livelihood, worrying about how many other people out there that weren't strong enough to say no and actually said yes. If this person is still doing it, still pressuring people to walk away from their integrity and their morals for an opportunity, you pray and gather the strength to speak up. And most people are in your corner and believe you. I'm not going to respond to the ignorant or negative comments that have been made." So before we continue, a lot of people are saying a lot of negative things. There are people who staunchly support him coming out and telling his truth in whatever way he sees fit and disseminating information as he sees fit. The other side to that coin is a lot of people are angry that he has not named a name. They feel like he is playing with the public by not naming the name, and by not naming the name, he's putting targets on innocent people's back. It's pretty split. I went through my comments. I did a video earlier today about Funky Dineva, all but saying the name of who it was. I will link that video. You will want to check that out. There were some very interesting parts from both Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan. I will link that at the end of this video if you've not seen it. But okay, let's continue. I pray that those people never have to experience it themselves or never have any family members that go through anything this traumatic. And then they have people talking ish about them who don't even know them." Now, this is the interview in question.
Mrs. Keys was incredibly abusive. Bat, hammer, broomstick, saucepan, bottle. When it wasn't as effective as she wanted, when it didn't make us scream loud enough, she would hold the leather side and beat us with the belt buckle. It gets worse. But it was that kind of environment between 8 and 12. So by 9, I started running away. By 10, I was pretty good. By 11, I was a professional runaway. I could stay on the streets for a week or two at a time. I knew how to sleep behind the bleachers in the middle school, how to sneak in and bum a bite of a friend's lunch in the cafeteria, or go through the garbage and see what they didn't eat, hit the garbage at McDonald's to eat, or steal from Farmer Jack's, Kmart. I got good at that too, unfortunately, but I had to eat. So that's what kind of, she adopted me when I was 6. But the rough years, the beating started at 8, and I just kept running away, and finally they believed me. Child Protective Services, man, they dropped the ball probably a dozen times. Neighbors complained, because she would have, as a punishment, she made me walk down the street naked in the rain at 9 years old to ask a neighbor for a magazine, a watchtower in a wake, ask another Jehovah's Witness family. And like the things that this does to a kid, you know what I mean? Like it took a couple decades to build my self-esteem back up and to heal from all of that. It was heavy and painful. But I was so happy to get out of there. They finally believed me. We're pressing charges, and we're at the courthouse, and she says, if you drop the charges, I will relinquish my adoption rights, and you'll never have to see me again. And I said, shit, where do I sign? And so that was it. But the other side of that is that she kept my brother with her, my blood brother. And he had been through most of the foster homes with me. But not all of them, but most of them. And he had been adopted with me. So we were split for like 10, 11 years. I didn't see him again till, I don't know, I was 22, 23. So, but cut back to the second adoption. It was wonderful. The family taught me love, taught me how to be a man, taught me responsibility. I had an extensive chore list, which
this really does speak to how traumas in your childhood can impact you in your adult life. I fully understand what he's saying as a person who went through abuse as a child, how it impacts you in ways you don't even know. Hopefully, him sharing this part of his life allows people some insight into why he moved the way that he moved as an adult. Because nothing is ever just cut and dry. Do I believe Christian? Yes, I definitely do believe Christian, but let's continue.
I didn't mind because I was with a family who wanted me there. So it was amazing. I was happy to cut the grass, rake the leaves, take the trash out, wash the dishes out. I was just happy to be wanted. Went off to college for social work because I figured, why not? I mean, I've been in group homes, detention centers, foster homes, dealt with child abuse and neglect, and I figured I could affect some change on the other side. So, why not? Didn't quite end up using it because when I got out of college, they were paying social workers. Social workers and teachers are grossly underpaid. It's probably like 32, 35 a year or something. And my first job out of college, I was driving a truck at a moving company, and that was like 50, 60K a year. Like, I'm staying over here getting this bread. I can speak on it first.
So again, it gives some insight, but I had already found this interview as soon as Christian came out with his truth about what had happened to him in the industry. I just did not have enough time to go through what I had seen in that interview on that video. Strangely enough, though, from the same interview, which Christian has led us to, see, it says full interview. Okay, so for YouTube, for media, people package things. And when Atlanta Black Star packaged this interview, they cut this part out because they could utilize Tyler Perry's name. But I want to watch this with you guys and see if you see what I see in what he's not saying as it applies to Tyler Perry. So the premise of this is he's going to be talking about All the Queen's Men and how Tyler Perry helped him. If the title of the actual clip is, let me see. I think if it was how Tyler Perry helped him with All the Queen's Men, that is the clip. But let me show you. Hold on, because we're not about to play this ad. So let's get this done. Take that off the screen. Some of the verbiage that he uses, I want you guys to hear it first. I'll take that back. I want you guys to hear it first, and then I'll tell you what my opinion on this is. Here we go.
Ladies' night. I'm a title person, and it's if you're gonna get me to watch or read or something, it's gotta have a good title or an intriguing title. Tells you a little bit about the world, but not too much. Wrote it in 2010, started shopping it in 2011. People weren't getting it, got a few no's. Rewrote it, tweaked it a little bit, 2012, 2013. 2013, we were shooting I was co-producing The Man in 3B with Tridestin Studios. Carl Weber, New York Times bestseller, 30 best-selling books, monster author. And I gave him the script. I sent him the script.
Just a side note, aside from all of the abuse allegations, if you really talk about someone who came from an abusive foster parent situation to actually be in rooms with these people is actually, what term would I want to use it? I would want to say that is exceptional. It's a true rags to riches story. It's inspirational, aspirational, just outside of all the negativity, just to see a foster kid make something of themselves, and make it in Hollywood, despite what they had to go through to get there, is definitely aspirational.
And I asked him to look at it, and he's like, "Man, you got something. You should build this out into a book." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It's intimidating. I had learned how to write 90 pages, not 250. So even though it was scary, I did it afraid. And the book came out in 2014, and ended up going with Ladies' Night 2015. And the book was doing well, made some top 10 bestsellers lists and things like that. I pitched it to BET, and they liked it, but they didn't move on it. So a studio optioned it. They had it for 18 months. They didn't do anything. So I got it back again. Just, kept pitching. 2019 came around, and I knew Tyler had just done the deal with BET Plus, and I'm like, he's gonna need some shows if he's, purchasing a chunk of this streaming platform. House of Pain and Meet the Browns. So, all those are great. But he's gonna need more shows and different shows. So I called and asked, could I come pitch his scripted department professionally? And
right there, I called and asked if I could come and pitch his scripting department professionally. That was an interesting choice of words, because what else would it be? Unless potentially that person is not always professional. So you might want to meet with their team. Just saying. I'm not indicating that it is, but it is. This man did just give us, I don't want to say a hint, but he did send us to this interview. To me, it's very hard to get things by me and the straight shooters. So if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. Hit the like button. It's appreciated. But again,
come pitch his scripted department professionally. And they allowed it, set it up, went in, pitched. I pitched to Michelle Sneed, Elon Johnson, and DeAndre Short. I still call them the Avengers to this day. Just some rock star, amazing black women. And
do you see what he did there? He lit up when talking about Tyler's team. All he said about Tyler was, I asked if I could pitch his team. He just called them amazing black women rock stars. He did not have the same for Tyler.
They got it. They understood it. They took him 2 of the 3 shows that I pitched, and he ended up liking Ladies' Night. But because BET had already by then came up with a show called Ladies' Night, conveniently after I pitched him Ladies' Night. Love you, BET. So I went through the title process and about 40, 50 titles and changed it to All the Queen's Men.
So again, sometimes it's not what you say, it's what you don't say. You guys can tell me in the comments if you saw that wording a little weirdly, like I did. Let me know. But I want to hear what you have to say. I definitely go through the comment section. And like I said, I will link the video that I just did regarding Funky Dineva and Claudia Jordan saying that they know who it is, and Funky all but gave us a name. So like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're on a road to 100,000 subscribers, which is crazy. And again, I'm very truly humbled. I'll see you guys later as soon as some more stuff pops off. Have a good day, y'all.